Hey everyone, Rocks here, and welcome back to another DSP discussion video. We're gonna talk. This is part 2 of my more about the whole why DSP's business is continuing to fail, as just using more of my Genshin Impact gameplay, which it isn't me doing. It's either me doing the official event, because I've actually gotten all the requirements through 2 of the things I need to get her request done. I have just one more thing, and just me kind of looking through the banners. My plan is hopefully getting enough Primo Gems to get most of the characters. That's gonna take me some time, and doing this might take me to do something I might have to do off screen. That is better to never share with the public. But that's beside the point. Let's begin. We're talking more about DSP's failure, with something that I've been talking about already on Twitter a bit. And it's about Phil's need to play all these AAA releases, and usually it's about 7 games per season that he plays until he finishes one game and then goes to the next game. And this is something that we kind of been noticing a lot, that Phil plays about 6-7 new games, then will pick up those games. He will skip some games because he sees the summer as dead, and then he hypes up the hardcore begging season, which happens around October. And quite honestly, Phil really is the only person that really hypes up the hardcore begging season. And quite frankly, he's the only person that is. Because he's the one that actually talks about the hardcore hardcore gaming season. Because he's the only person that says that. It's amazing how much he talks about other shit, but he's the only person that talks about it. And while, quite honestly, Phil is just, he's just at this point just doing this crap for the sake of doing it. It's safe to say, and quite honestly, he is just doing this whole hardcore begging season for the sake of I have to play every game. I have to do every game I could possibly can so I get that early money. And really, he's really just kind of doing the same thing over and over and picking up every game he can for the sake of I have to do every game I can for the business. And this is where it comes to the thing that we see a lot with Phil's content, is the fact that he does probably about 7 games per session. I would say he does about 7 games per session, I think. He does so what I mean is he kind of does about 7. What I mean by he does 7 games per session doesn't mean that he does or picks up only about 7 games. He does those, and then he does another set every time he switches between a new different set every so often. This is kind of why you feel like Phil drags out games sometimes, or some games that should have been finished by now that should be done by now. So you're probably asking this, why doesn't he just pick out games to do instead of trying to do all these new releases, quote unquote? Why does he just say, okay, I'm going to pick this game out, I'm going to do this game, I'm going to do that game, I'm going to pick out this game, I'm going to pick out that game, I'm going to pick out this game, I'm going to pick out that game, I'm going to do this game, I'll do that game, and I'm going to and you think to yourself, what does he just not just pick games? Now, Phil says he's a gamer, outside the fact that he thinks that he wears gamer shirts or he has all that gamer gamer stuff like characters, stuff like that. I don't really call Phil a gamer because Phil really is more of a fake gamer in some sense. He tries to be a gamer, but he wants games to be this, he wants games to be that, and he spends a lot of time complaining I would ever call him one. So really, I don't see Phil as a gamer. He's more of what people call him, a boomer. And quite honestly, and I say this very matter of factly, Phil really is he's only doing this because it's the only thing of a job, because this pays more than his actual job when he worked at the helicopter company, when he worked at Best Buy, when he did all the different jobs he had, and he only went to games because he has nothing else to do, and he pretty much sees this as one way to, as long as people will pay for everything he does, he doesn't care as long as he gets paid for it. And quite honestly, this is something that is very noticeable about the fact that Phil does 7 games. Now you're probably saying, are you sure? 7 games? Well, okay, it depends on when he starts like a new session. When he was still doing like the Animal Crossing sessions, and he did the Minecraft sessions, and he did the Morrowind sessions, those all counted as playthroughs. And then, of course, he dropped it. He dropped it New Horizon because he mostly that's basically Cap's game. He dropped it Morrowind, and Papa Vera, who pretty much did all these, things for him, that got dropped a bit because Papa Vera does his own stuff. It's a shame because Papa Bear obviously does a lot of hard work, but he does good work, but he's pretty much wasting it on Phil. Which sometimes you pity his fans, but sometimes you don't. So, when I mean by he does 7 games, I'm talking sometimes it's usually 7 releases. Now currently, besides I think he finished it Watch Dogs Legion, he's currently playing, as of now, he finished it Astro's Playroom. He finished that game. He's gonna play Legend of Zelda, the Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. That's gonna be a game he's gonna probably pick up. He's played Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, Call of Duty Cold War, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Bug Snacks, Demon Souls, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's 8 games. You take out one of the games I just said, that's 7. So he's playing 7 new games. And let me tell you again what the 7 are. You take out the Age of Calamity, which he's probably going to be doing. I said Spider-Man Miles Morales. He's going to finish Astro's Playroom. He has finished it, so he's done that game. Call of Duty Cold War. Bug Snacks. I'm sure it's Spider-Man Morales, but let's do this again. Because I feel like I keep screwing this up, because again, he does 7 games, and it's hard to remember all of them because he's just doing all these at once. So Call of Duty, Valhalla, Miles Morales, Bug Snacks, Cold War. He's also doing... What else he's doing? He's Cold War, Valhalla, Like a Dragon, and... What else? Yeah, but I guess you kind of see my point. He's doing all these games at once, and he calls this variety. Let me try to explain. You cannot do 7 games at once. You're going to have a burnout. Which obviously Phil does not know what burnout means, because he's playing 7 games at once, and this should be burning him out by now. because he's trying to do so many playthroughs at once, and half the games he just dooms to the night streams. And if I try to remember the later games, it's because it's hard to remember on him because he just keeps on doing this. And that's something that's really failing Phil's gameplay, is that he just will play every single game that he can. So like I said, he tries to be a variety streamer. But I think the biggest issue with Phil is how much he's still trying to, because he's trying to chase day one views, and like I said, all that whole he says he doesn't. Like I said, he kind of is just... He's just kind of just doing all these games for the sake of doing it. And kind of the thing that's noticeable is that he does all these games at once. And he tries to say variety, as I said before, but it's just... How do you call it variety when half the game you were doomed to night stream, like Call of Duty or Like a Dragon? And of course with Miles Morales, let's see, which one was it? And with Bugsnax, he just kind of really showing how much of a clown he is. He really memeing that game up. Even though I don't know why. I kind of thought he was skipped it because it was weird to him. And yeah, it has a lot of people in it, and a lot of people are following, but still. So you can see what I'm talking about is that he does 7 games, and he called this variety. The problem is, this is not variety. Because you're going to burn yourself out because you're doing so many playthroughs at once. And that's the thing, Phil tries to do all these playthroughs. It's him trying to get so many playthroughs out. And have all these parts out. That's why every time you see Phil upload, he uploads about 4 to 5 videos per session, depending on it. He has a pre-stream, he has 3 parts for one game, and then 3 parts in another game, depending on what it is. And that's kind of what he did. He has all these parts out, and they're usually out of order, because Phil cannot know how to order his videos correctly. And I don't know why. He says he babysits them, which I don't believe at this point, because it seems like he's not really babysitting them, he just lets them all upload. Of course, he must have a very faster, download speed, so we can get these videos uploaded quicker, but because he's just not really putting on effort, he just lets these videos go up and, well, I put the title on them, I put the title, I put the thumbnail, well, I don't care, I'm gonna let these grow my videos, and he used to really put thumbnails for all his videos. Sometimes there's some playthroughs that don't have thumbnails. Genshin Impact don't have thumbnails, the last part of Super Mario Galaxy 1 does not have thumbnail. His Call of Duty his Call of Duty sessions, his Bugsnax sessions, I don't think have a thumbnail. I don't think a lot of his new games, besides Demon's Souls, there we go, Demon's Souls is one of the games. So let's recap one more time the 7 games he's playing, if I can remember all this time, not blanking on them. Demon's Souls, Miles Morales, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Bugsnax, Valhalla, Cold War, and Astro's Playroom, I guess, but he already finished that. 7 games he's doing. I think I said Miles Morales, but I'm not sure, because I keep forgetting. He's doing all these games. Because, oh, this is all the new releases. I gotta do the hardcore bangers, and then I got more games to come out. Because I think Phil feels like, oh, game companies should be nor understandable of what games should be coming out. They don't give me games to do for the summer, so summer is always dead, and I have to do all these games for the hardcore begging season. I mean, hardcore gamer season. And yeah, there was like a lot of debacle when it comes to the PS5 launch. You're gonna probably get a few videos from people who are just, let's go attack Sony and shit, because, that's all I do. And I don't swear much in my videos, but I do sometimes. I don't. Not like my channel is family friendly. I never want to be family friendly, but I do put these videos to be labeled not suitable for kids for a reason. But this is really just showing how much this whole I have to do all these games are not working. I think I said it just will show how much Phil will spend all this money, but he would always say he's broke. So he spent probably about $1,000 for the PS5 and all these games, which again I don't want to repeat again. But then he's gonna cry broke. He's gonna ask for more money. He's gonna continue to ask for more money every single time. And it really does show how much that bankruptcy did nothing to teach him a lesson. What did it really do? Nope, Phil was just going to continue to... It didn't teach Phil to, have a better idea of his spending. He's still going to spend even more. He's still gonna spend them. He's gonna still spend a lot, and he's not gonna learn anything. Like, he doesn't really care about... So he says he doesn't care about YouTube. YouTube's archive channel. But, he still puts he still puts ads on his video. He still tries to he's still trying to get a lot of pennies on YouTube. But it's obviously clear that he still cares for YouTube, but he wants YouTube to, work for him. He wants YouTube to pay money for what he's doing, but he's not putting any effort. He still have low effort views. His videos are basically just him making a YouTube video and that's it. Where he stopped recording everything. He still has low quality. He does not really have anything engaging to talk about the games or the games or any type of series. He's just boring. He's just a boring streamer who's still trying to chase these views and still being boring for it. It's safe to say that Phil is just going to continue this boring cycle for the next couple of days. And even if when he finishes, it's going to be a while before he even finishes half the games. With Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, that's going to take him into probably into 2021. I 100% that Valhalla is going to take him for a while to beat because of how much he's thinking in that game. Cold War, I'm sure he'd like to milk that game for all it's worth, especially the multiplayer, but still being bad at it. And with he's gonna play Age of Calamity, but probably forgotten the whole entire story of Breath of the Wild because he hasn't played that game in ever because he doesn't go back to it. And that's one of the biggest issues with Phil. He does not revisit games. He only revisits games when he has a double dip a game. He doesn't really care about games. And it's sad the fact that he basically begged for money for that PS5, but it's going to be useless. He's not going to have any games on it. He's not going to have any apps on it. He's not going to have anything to be entertaining on it. It's just, to him, it's strictly for the business. And that's all that console is. It's to him a business that he's not doing a good job. The whole point, the fact that he did the whole bankruptcy was just so he could get rid of his debts. But he's still wasting his money. It's a dumb money pit. And that's just sad. This is what you're doing for the rest of your life, and you're not putting any effort into it. What's he gonna do after this? What's he gonna do after he's done with this current number of games? He's gonna be done with these 77 games so far, and then what's he gonna do? Wait for the next sessions? What's he gonna do? He's not gonna go back to any other games. He's not gonna revisit any other games. I mean, while next when we go into December, he's gonna bitch and moan about the Game Awards because It's because he's playing back the games. He hasn't even played half the games that come out this year, and he's gonna try to. His only game he's gonna be his, and he's gonna make us care the damn for a stupid end of year best and worst of 2020. We know what's gonna be on the worst. Guess what's gonna probably be the top? Final Fantasy VII Remake, and also Last of Us Part 2. What's gonna be his top one? Ghost of Tsushima probably, because that game he obviously liked. I don't know what he liked about it, but I'm very sure it wasn't as good as he makes out to be. He's going to waste his time, and yet he is literally gonna keep this up. He's not gonna care. I don't even know why he's still caring. The PS5 is a waste of him. It's a waste of a console that just came out. And what about the Series X? He might complain about something about Xbox, but we know he's gonna beg for that next. But right now, the Xboxes have shortages. Same thing with PS5. The reason that this launch was hard for both consoles because we're in COVID-19. We are still dealing with a pandemic. We can't barely go out. Yet Phil bitches and whines that he can't go out. But why do you care? You're complaining so much about the inconvenience of your days off, but you only leave the house once a day or once a week. You are a waste of time. You are a boomer. You are just a streamer who does not care for himself or the games you do. You pick fights with people. You ban people who disagree with you. You are just a failure, Phil. If you even hear this, if even your attractors find this, listen to yourself. This is what your life is going to be for the next couple of years. Look, you need to improve yourself. This is the second video I've done on this content. I'm going to have a lot to talk about when we go into the rest of next year. But you need to improve. You need to actually do that game stream. You need to actually know what pick and choose game you want to do. Don't play every console game that you want to do and jump into always simple series that you don't care about. You don't give a fuck about RPG. You don't care a fuck about Yakuza games. You fall fucking asleep to them. You don't care about the Assassin's Creed game. Everyone hates the Assassin's Creed series. After 3. No one has... I'm sure there's still like claims of sleeper fans, some fans still love the series, but no one cares about it anymore. Only people care is you is you failing at fucking shooter games. But you sink your money into those. And then when it comes to games like Miles Morales, no one cares. People care about that game, but that game is... best way to put it, as a bridge game. It serves as a small game. People might call it just a DLC, but I see it as a bridge game. Something as this game is bridging the events of 1 and 2 where they work on 2. And we don't know when they'll work on 2. He doesn't have to give, he does not need. Why does he play Bugsnax? I don't know, just to meme it up. Why does he play Valhalla? Who cares? Nobody cares about the Assassin's Creed series as much as possible. Why is he playing... why is he gonna play Ada Calamity? I don't think he cares about Musa games. He skipped so many games this year, and he's gonna try to have his own best games this year. But half the game, you did not enjoy half the games of this freaking year that did not give you money. Especially when you dragged out 3 houses. You dragged out a lot of your RPG playthroughs. Phil, you are not a gamer. You are not a content creator. You're not a streamer. You're just a YouTuber trying to be a streamer. You have not improved since 2013. This, you have to actually improve. Or you're going to only fans keeping you around is your fans who are just going to keep you going to as a dying horse. Man, that's what I'm trying to say. I think I got everything on my chest so far. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, because that was a lot to say. We'll have a lot more to talk about come DSP. I'm going to talk about the terribleness that was the PS5 unboxing. There's a lot to talk about that whole thing. For how it started, how it began. Oh dear God, oy vey. It was a mess. Ah, boy. You know, you feel happy once you actually let it all out. And I feel good now. I'll feel more calm when I talk about the PS5, but I feel like this is gonna be interesting to talk about that one. There's so much. The salt that came before it is incredible. So, if you enjoyed this video, if you have found it, because it's unlisted, all my videos will be listed, give it a like, give it a comment. If you have anything to talk about, anything to share, anything your points of view, let me know. I would love to hear us talk, and I do want to hear what other people think about Phil's business. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, my DMs are open. If you want to talk, I'll discuss with you a little bit more. And I want to hear your thoughts too. So, as we get cleared up, playthroughs are still going on. I'm currently just kind of stockpiling a lot of my parts, and I'm going to start releasing parts slowly but surely. A million memory has begun. I'm working on that a bit, but I'm working on my memories. But a lot of it is grinding off screen, and no one to see all that. So, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Next video is going to come out soon. All the videos are going to come out back to back to each other. So this one will be recorded. My next cool video will be the PS5 unboxing discussion, and that's kind of it. So from me, OPRox99, saying, take care, have a good day, morning, afternoon, whatever, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye!
PlayStation